Oh man, we live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. Jeez, let me know, family tree, if you're live in the building with me. Just holler at your boy. So yeah, I'm actually testing out this new system. And let's see how it works, So I would love to have some feedback from the family if the picture quality and the sound quality is looking good. I'm trying to refresh my screen right now, but I can't actually see anything. So I'm just going to keep on flowing, even if it's for myself to see. So, anywho's, yeah. I've been missing for the longest period of time, but God, has the world changed? Like so many crazy. There we go. Now it's working. So many craziness has been going on in the world, right? And I am like shocked just to see it all. And it's very entertaining. It's very amusing to me at times. But it's like, wow, man. Like, do I need to bring Titans TV back? Do I come back from the dead? You know, them ways there, because at the same time, I don't really get to see much what's going on, in the whole conscious community, like the whole vibes of that. Like I used to love, having these intellectual conversations with different groups of people, and it was very stimulating until the point it didn't become stimulating anymore, and until the point that it became quite toxic. But apart from that, like I've actually missed having great conversations with various different types of people. It's been missed, and I'm seeing it as well. Like we had the whole, rioting with uh, based upon, I think it was July the 29th or whatever the case is. And, it's, the so-called whites are being racist, and the so-called whites are being, I don't know, what is it, anti-migrants and, Islamophobic and all these different types of things going on. I'm like, wow, man. Wow, 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 wow. How a movement got hijacked so swiftly by thugs, violent people, criminals. And it's like, we're going to miss the point, We're going to miss the point if we can't take our emotions away from ourselves and actually critically sit down and analyze what is going on. What are the frustrations of these people? Because nobody's really doing that, Everybody's just demonizing and showing like the most base stuff where it's just a rioting. But we all know, yeah, it starts from somewhere. Like I remember, when was it, 2011? There was a righteous protests, like explanation what happened to the whole Mark Duggan situation with the shooting. There was something there, why the people were upset. And then obviously afterwards it got hijacked into, rioting, looting, like just doing a whole heap of madness, and that was spread across the country. And that's basically because the government is doing a piss poor job, really and truly, at actually reaching a level of satisfaction with the youth, because the youth are not happy how it is. It could be an economical situation, it could be a societal situation, whatever the case is. Anyway, there's something going on that we're not really addressing, right? And I think it should be addressed. And this is why I loved being here on Titans TV, because it was pretty much non-partisan, right? I want to hear what everybody has to say, whether I think you're talking crap or not, right? Or whether you're right or wrong or not. Yeah, I would love to just sit down, listen to you, and hear what you have to say. And my audience will be critical to actually challenge the people that have a particular opinion or ideology. And I don't think we get that anymore. We don't get like open dialogue and conversation where people are willing to listen, learn, and hear from the other side to try to better understand what the other side actually has to say, So we're missing that. We're missing that. What's really good, though, family tree? I see real eyes up in the building. Facts over personality. Jeez. Buddha Bing. Oh man, like Ultra always up in the building. What's good with the early donations and that? Been meaning to have a conversation with you for mad long. Of course, Kane Brown says, yeah, man. So I would really love for you lot to hit me up as well. I need to actually get a new email address or a new means of contacting me, like open for you guys. I have seen a few emails, and I apologize for those of you guys who have emailed me and I haven't emailed back. I've been busy, so like apologies, the biggest apologies. Okay, so anyways, so I'm like, oh man. And then I was flicking through, right? I think it was Fresh and Fit, and I saw that they had like a religious debate with Sam Shimon and Hijaz and Daniel Hakiko, or whatever his name is, and a few, and then somebody called Jay from InfoWars. I was like, okay, cool. Like, that whole religious debate thing is becoming mainstream. It seemed anyway, like where it's up in the air. And I was like, all right, cool, let me listen to this. I can't lie, it was a bunch of BS, to be honest with you. It's like, how can grown men, just I don't know. Like, you tell me. I don't know if you lot have seen it. Yeah, you let me know. But all I could see was pure ad hominem attacks. Yeah, and I'm like, and you're just bullets, like just spraying, hoping, spray and pray, like just shots. I'm like, God damn, can't you just stick to like one point and just hammering at that one point so I can kind of learn something from you guys? And this is why I kind of like said, this whole religious stuff that we entertain, like, it's fun for me. Like, these are little things that are fun for me. Obviously, I don't have no horse in the race, right? Because I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Muslim like that, I'm not a Jew like that, I'm not a Hebrew like that. So it don't really make no difference to me. But intellectually, it's stimulating to kind of like see what has transpired, right? And listen to arguments. And I love that logic, like critical thinking. I love that. I love hearing people with like the different thought patterns. That's just different. Yeah, turns me on like that. I like that. But when I listen to some grown ass men talk, I'm like, really? But anyways, man, like orthodox, what's really good, my brother? Long time no see. So yeah, man. But what I really do, I've been enjoying recently is just listening to like the academic community. Shout outs to men like what's his name? Gabriel Saeed Reynolds. Yeah, I think it's Gabriel. I listened to some Ahmed Jalal, Haytham. All these, man, I'm like, yeah, there you go. Like actual scholars breaking down stuff, right? I'm like, Shouts out to Myth Vision as well. Like all these channels I like because it's academic stuff, right? Everything else is what we call apologetics and polemics. And it's like, for me, outgrown that long ago. Because of being a speaker's corner, you hear the same apologetical arguments, the same polemics every single day. Like, give me something new. I remember and I was flicking through as well. I remember going back and I remember authoring. Yeah, let's call it authoring. What I called back then was a book, but it was more like a pamphlet-sized book. And it was to do with the East African origins of Islam. And I'm like, the type of talks that I was talking back then, yeah, like even now, modern day scholarship, yeah, has yet to catch up with them type of talks there, yet to, and I'm like, what's going on? It's either there's racism going on in the scholarly community, yeah, or like, what's going on? Are we missing something, right? Because I think my ethos or my thesis was to do with, just going back into history and reading like pre-Islamic literature, and the rise of Islam, what did the early Muslims have to say about their history and so forth, right? And I'm like, we can clearly see this is an Ethiopian Arab expansion going on right there. Like, we can clearly see it. We can see it. I'm like, is it me? Yeah, that's reading these stuff, like the source material. I can see it, right? I'm writing, why can't anybody else see this stuff? Because it's just blatant. Even all of the early, how can I put it? The early caliphs, yeah. They were all from Ethiopian families. I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Like, why don't we see this? And I remember bringing up, the stuff that to do with Muhammad being black and going into, the early sources, all talking about him being, dark brown skinned man. Let me be more precise. The Arabs themselves as a race was considered to be black. But then he himself was described as being brown skinned. I'm like, why are we not discussing this? Why are we not discussing, the pre-Islamic Muhammad, right? And instead of discussing the what I call the Muhammad 2.0, like why don't we look into the actual early stuff and discuss these things of the Muhammad that arose before, the Muhammad that we know about today? Why don't we go back into the early South Arabian epigraphy where it talks about, the Muhammad being a Christ-like figure? that the Jews were looking forward to coming. Why are we not going into that? Why don't we go into the fact that, Abraha, according to early Islamic scriptures, spoke about, bringing a new doctrine, a new Christianity into the region and spreading it via, he's Muhammad. Like, why don't we discuss that? Like the same tropes that Muhammad 2.0 had is what the early pre-Islamic Muhammad had. Nobody ain't discussing these interesting conversations, interesting topics, yeah? Like, because I like history. And anything to do with black history, I even love it some more. It's like we don't even get that. And I don't even have a peer to even discuss these type of conversations with. But anyways, don't mind me. I'm just rambling. I'm just thinking of like the old school past of what's been going on. Anyways, let me read some comments quickly, and then let me just go back into my monologue. What's good though? Buddha Bing, big up, bro. Yeah, this is where I first came to many moons ago. Kalam is one of the most well-read guys on YouTube. Jeez. I look forward to the resurrection of Titanstv. Yes, bring it back, please. I still have that snippet PDF. There you go. You see the old school stuff. Like, that's when I was excited about learning, That's what I was excited about, listening to different groups of people talk, because it's like, stimulate me, feed me with something that's good. Anyways, I can tell this fella style, interesting intelligence in this man. Am I right, bro? Where the heck have you been, Kalam? You were my first UK chance across the pond. Channel across the pond at Speaker's Corner. I know. Do you know what? I've been away, secretly I've just been focusing on business, family, just living, just enjoying a good life away from it all. Like, I've been enjoying life. I think I've been enjoying life a bit too much. But I miss it though. I actually do miss it. But it's like, do I really want to be back? But I tell you what I miss most. I miss the family members, i.e. you guys in the comment section right now. I miss that. I miss having that conversation and hearing you guys. I missed, if you remember back in the day, the old school Google Hangouts here. We'll be up to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning speaking with the American family. Like, I miss those days. Those were the days. Come on. All right, afternoon. Where can we find this pamphlet? Yeah, I need to go back into the archives and get it. I would love to see a conversation between James Jones and Callum. My money would be on the Titan. Jeez. I learned something here. I reckon. Yes, of course, it should return. Why did Titan stop? Cruise Arabs tell us who were the rulers. Jeez, there you go. I love you guys, I love you guys. Where's Rich Kid? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been away for too long. I don't even know what's been going on. I was out the other day actually at Box Park in Croydon, for those of you guys don't know. And a lot of people was just there like, yo, kind of, what God, like, Speaker's Court. I'm like, yeah, what God. They're asking me about certain man, Gabs, what's about Gabs? What's about Respect? What's about Sarah, etc. Big bro. I'm like, yeah. Everybody's saying that, the golden age of Speaker's Corner has, it came, now it's gone, and it ain't the same again. So, but yeah, let's go, man. I would love to actually just conversate with you guys. So, is there any topics that you guys would like us to discuss today? Let's get it in, man. Let's get it in. Yeah, let's get it in. I've got a few minutes left. Yes to the title. Should Titanstv return? Yeah. So, in that as well, right? I don't know if you guys are like me. There's certain things I can't be asked with anymore. Like, I'm of that age now, yeah, where I'm like, okay, how do I get my money right? How do I make sure that my family's right? How do I make sure I can maintain a healthy relationship? Them ways there. How can I extend my life? How can I make sure I live a very good, healthy life so I can live until, 120 plus? Like, that's where my mind is at. And it's less so on having meaningless conversations and meaningless debates. But I would love to host some of these debates, though. I can't lie. I would really love to host some debates. But it would have to be like something that's edifying and not just nonsense that we get to see every single day. Okay, Sons of Concubines. Will there be an open discussion today? Do you know what? I'm testing out the system, right? So this is what I'm saying to you. I'm testing out the system. So let me know if the visuals are looking good. Let me know if the audio is looking good, right? And this is just me testing the system. So I know that section of things is fine. I can do this. Cool. The next elevation would be to get open discussions where I can get you guys onto a panel and so forth. But I've been away for so long, so I need to relearn the technology. So if you guys know of the technology to get you guys on here like this, and we can all have conversations like we used to do on Google Hangouts or on Skype and on StreamYard, like let me know if there is any of those platforms that are still working and can deliver good results. Just let me know. Let me quickly go through. Seems like the Aero Speakers Corner rose, had its prime, then fell 100%. Yeah. Content. I hope you're saying content here, as in content over everything. My brother. Yeah, my brother right there. The only mainstay in the corner is Islam because it is easy content for dawah, which is another lucrative internet hustle. 100%. All the guys, content broadcasters, stop going. Racism and scholarship. Maybe you are wrong on your Ethiopian connection. No, not really. Not really. Not really. Okay, let's just say, for example, yeah. Let's say this, right? We hear about the Byzantine Empire. We hear about the Sassanid Empire in relationship to Islam. All right? I think we can all agree to that. We all hear it. But how many of us, hear from the scholarly community the Aksumite or the Abyssinian Empire and its relationship to Islam? I don't think you will hear anything much about it. When in the early Islamic records, that was the only empire that was attached to Muhammad, attached to Islam, supported Muhammad, supported the early followers of Muhammad. So why don't we hear much about them? But it's always pushed. You hear certain scholars, say, yes, Islam came from the Persians or Islam came from the Byzantine Empire or something. They'll do some connection with that, right? But we never hear about the Aksumite Empire that actually fostered Islam or adopted the people who were being so-called persecuted by, whatever. We don't hear about that. We don't even hear about that the Hijaz or that side of the Arabian Peninsula was part of the Ethiopian Aksumite Abyssinian Empire. We don't hear that. We don't hear that at all. We don't. Why don't we hear that? Why don't we get much information about Ethiopia and its connection with the Quran or with connection with Islam? Why don't we hear about that? That's my question. So if it's not racism, why do they selectively talk about the Byzantine Empire and the Sassanid Empire, but very few people have heard about the Aksumite Empire? The Aksumite Empire was the empire supposedly during the birth of Muhammad, where he was born, that was under the rulership of the Aksumite Empire. Why don't we hear that? Why don't we hear that that region was part of, imagine that, where Muhammad was born was Ethiopian territory. Why don't we hear that information? If it's not racism or selective, scholarship. That's my question. Why don't we know that? Anyways, let me proceed. What do you reckon of the ideas that all past knowledge are futile in practice, that the mind is potent and sufficient in itself to create truths which pertain to the current reality? All past knowledge are futile in practice. I don't agree. All past knowledge are futile in practice. It can't be, because you need knowledge. You build upon the knowledge, right? You build upon knowledge. So, for example, let's just say Just simple, like past knowledge is just something that you've done in the past. So you know, if you've trying to start fire, if you rub two sticks, but these two sticks it doesn't work, so you try another stick, and then those two sticks work. So you know from past knowledge, if you rub these two specific sticks in a specific way, it brings about a practical result. So no, past knowledge is not futile. That mind is potent and sufficient in itself to create truths which pertain to the current reality. Do you think that the mind is potent enough to understand its reality and then therefore come to a truth of a particular aspect of reality? That makes any sense. Ironically, the picture quality and sound is much better than when you were regular. Imagination. Man, like Project. Yeah, baby. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Ancient Greece relationship to Western democracy. Jeez. I like that. StreamYard, you're saying, yeah, is working. Okay, cool. That's the problem. The convos have gotten less edifying, and as the talking heads have retreated more into their echo chambers instead of having challenging convos in good faith. 100%. StreamYard still works fine if you need a place to start. All right, cool. There you go. Al Jahiz, you know. There was a connection, but now how you see it. The way Gang Tree Kalam. Some others only. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, family tree. I'm liking this ancient Greece relationship to Western democracy, though. All right. So, let me think about this, actually. All right. Because with StreamYard, as long as you don't mind, right? Because I know with StreamYard, I believe you only get about 16 hours of free streaming online. And the quality is at about 720p resolution. So if you don't mind that, we can definitely do a StreamYard. But is there any other like, I don't know, cloud-based software sites or softwares or whatever the case is, applications that we can use that the quality is still going to be high? And it's not no cutoff point of like, you know, only 16 hours. And now you have to have, you know, the StreamYard bird branding. Unless we pay for it. I don't know. You let me know anyway. Yeah. I would love to see a comment. Okay, who's James Jones though? This is where, you know, I've been missing for so long. Let me just Google this quickly. James Jones. Okay. Don't know. Don't believe this is the right person. Okay, cool. So yeah, family. Let me get back into this. Yeah. All right, cool. So basically we should set up some discussions. Cool. I think I will definitely do that in the future. I would love to set up some discussions. I want to do that, man. I'm missing it, man. I just want to talk to you guys and see what's been going on with you guys and see where there is like a niche to actually have conversations, because I don't see it right now. And if I was to do my own thing, I think I would actually have a lot of scholars come on to the platform, and it might not be related to the normal Titanstv like framework. To be honest with you, I don't think it would be, you know. I think I would, if I had my own way, and what would I want to do? I would be interviewing a lot of business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people in the health and wellness field. Definitely. I would be interviewing a lot of people in the relationship field as well. I know like relationship talks is like a big thing that's going on, because obviously you have like Fresh and Fit, you got Just Pearly Things. I don't know if that's still the same thing. You have a lot of Fugazi podcasts. You have a lot of people like that that's doing stuff. But I want to hear from like the scholars, because I read like, you know, evolutionary psychology books, and I love that. And I read, you know, evolutionary biology, and I read relationship science. I want to have discussions or hear from those types of people. Like, these are the types of people that help to edify me and help me to better my life or better certain aspects of my life. So I don't know if it would be the normal like religious stuff. Like I don't know if I would really do that as much. And that's where it would just lose the essence of Titans TV. Like I'm really just contemplating like Titans TV has had its era for that. But I don't know. I don't know. Let me actually go back into the comments and see what you guys are saying. Start with Plato's Republic and his vision for Greek democracy would be a good place. Bro. Hey, Steven, you need to holler at me still. I can't lie. I can't lie. Yeah. When was it? Yeah, it's got to be like 7 years ago. The way I used to just be reading Aristotle, the Republic, was just a game changer for me. You know, the allegory of the cave, like all of these things here were just like absolute game changers for me. I think I used to walk around with Aristotle's three of these books actually all the time. Aristotle's Rhetoric, that's one book. Aristotle's Ethics, Aristotle's Republic. Those were like my three books of Aristotle that I would be walking around with, like everywhere I went, just reading it. No, Aristotle, hold on. No, it's not. No, Republic is Plato. Wait, hold on. Plato. Wait. Plato is Republic, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, Plato's Republic. There you go. Plato's Republic. Yes. Apologies. Plato's Republic, Aristotle's Rhetoric, and Aristotle's Ethics. Those were my books. I had the complete I think it's two part as well. Yeah, it's two part. Aristotle's two part complete works of Aristotle and the complete works of Plato. Those were my reads, you know. I remember people looking at me like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, why? Why? This is your bedtime reading books, you know. These are the books that I read for fun. So imagine you're reading these types of books, right? And when you see them, they're bigger than the Bible, bigger than your Qurans, right? I read these books and I'm going to Speaker's Corner and I'm having conversation with people that believe in speaking snakes and Gog and Magog and I don't know, angels of this and I don't know, the sun sets in murky waters. I'm like, oh man, if you lot really read philosophy, yeah, like it will just heighten your mind. It will literally just elevate you onto another level, you know, because your way of thinking is just completely expanded. But anyways, I digress. Let me get back into the comment section. Okay. When one speaks of past knowledge, one refers to archaic literature, pertaining to modes of living such as the universal perception of morality and social duties. Okay, cool. Yeah, you really don't need these ancient texts. Really, it's not a necessity to actually figure out how to live a true life. And that's why I love true life. No, let me do a fulfilling life. And that's why I loved philosophy, just learning from philosophy, different philosophies like worldviews. So you can go to Greek, Roman, Chinese, whatever the case is. Like, it's less about somebody telling you what you should do, but more of learning how to think and then thinking about certain topics to try to figure out an answer for yourself. And then sharpening your mind with having, and this was Plato's Socrates method as well, just having conversations with other people to sharpen, you know, your ideas, or to completely like throw away that idea because it doesn't make sense. Like, I love it. We don't get that no more. We really don't. Like the whole symposium and just sitting down, having those didactic conversations. Oh my God. Okay, anyways. It's a great idea to move away from religion on the channel. Yes, Plato, Black historic characters and their contribution to the world. Yeah, that's personally, yeah, I love history. Absolutely love history. That's me all day long, right? When I picked up Herodotus' histories. No, who taught me how to read? Mortimer Adler. I think he taught me how to read. Mortimer Adler. There's something I can't remember. How to read, basically. There's a book on how to read, and then reading um, uh, the greatest books in history, basically. And when you start to have that methodology of, let me go to the most ancient literature forms, read that in its chronological order, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then obviously, because I'm coming from, you know, black Afro consciousness, like I was like, okay, cool. Let me pick up like the black African characters and just kind of learn more about them. And I used to love it, you know. I used to love it. I remember going down like a spiral of reading certain things, and Alexander the Great was supposedly of African ancestry. I was like, ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. I'm not saying that he is or he isn't. I'm just saying it was interesting to read certain ancient literature pertaining to that. I was like, ooh, okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Anyway, but mm, I think I've moved away from like the blackness stuff because I don't even care. No way there, like, okay. If someone was black, pink, yellow, white, I don't make no difference. But it's still interesting because obviously, I guess, hmm, I guess I identify as being brown skin, so therefore I have an affinity to that. But I've so surpassed that where it doesn't really make no difference to me. I don't really care. But it's very interesting to note though. Okay, where's Shia Issa? He's another Titan. Yeah. Oh man. Listen, family, I need to just holler at my peoples, them, you know. Let me see what's going on here. The line is Socrates, Aristotle, Plato was Socrates' people, and Aristotle was Plato's people. Yeah. Just listen to the conversations like you present is good. Do you, Callum? Still sharp and still 100%. Yo, my brother, do you have a email we can contact you on and recommend a personal people you should interview? 100%. Let me think. Let me think. What email address do I actually have available for the public like that? Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Give me a sec. Cool. You know what? I'll give you this one actually. Yeah, at least that one. Cool. Yeah. Do it on that one if you would like to. Mm. Imagine I'm supposed to be going to the gym. I'm supposed to be going to the gym. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Read with the trivium instead of modern way. It's the way they taught in ancient Greece. There you go. There you go. There you go. Stephen, you're the man, you know. You're actually the man. You're the man. Do you know when I first learned about I learned about the liberal arts, the seven liberal arts. So that's the trivium and the quadrivium. Trivium is grammar, logic, rhetoric, right? Quadrivium is sugar, mathematics, I believe, geometry, astronomy, and music. Okay, cool. When I learned about that, and that's how I began to edify myself based specifically on the trivium. And I said, okay, cool. I'm going to teach my children the same thing. I think I bought, they were Christian books actually. They were Christian books, but giving you a classical pedagogy. What do we call that? Classical learning, whatever it is, right? And it was powerful. I'm telling you, like, you can't beat a liberal education. You definitely cannot beat that at all. And I tell you now, like everybody, if you're on this channel, yeah, and you don't study logic, you're missing something, man. You really are. Anyways. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I was watching Gabriel Reynolds, yeah. Oh my god. I saw some powerful stuff where they were doing some new discoveries, or they had some new discoveries. I think they published something in 2024 I was like, okay, cool. I was watching this morning actually. I was like, oh, okay. You know when you see your on your recommended list, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. And it was, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, there you go. I don't know how to even share my screen on this, so I can't even do it. It's called Al Jalad and Siddiqui 2024, a Paleo Arabic inscription of a companion of Muhammad. Question mark. I said, yeah, let me listen to this conversation, yeah, and then let me actually read this article as well. I'm like, yeah, go on, go on, like, go on. Because in that conversation they were having is that, fair enough, like Mecca has been, I don't know, like it's turned into a city, so you can't really get much out of it. But if you go into the surrounding areas, we can pick up material, yeah, and they can look at the epigraphy and stuff and the Paleo Arabic. So this is pre-Islamic Arabic writing, roughly around the 600s and so forth, right? And if it's possible, I think they've said that these could be the same people. Yeah, these could be the same people in terms of the epigraphy in the name, and it lines up into the Sirah literature of the Prophet Muhammad and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And they said there's so many other inscriptions, right? That within the next 100 years, I'm assuming within the next 100 years, yeah, our understanding of like the early rise of Islam, like there's gonna be so many breakthroughs that's just gonna be so astounding, and I can't wait for that time. I personally can't wait because that origin of it, I always find fascinating. Right, origins of Christianity, I always find fascinating because like it's so powerful. Because like wow, you just what you think you don't know. I like that type of stuff. I like detective stories. Like this is literally you piecing things together like a detective. It's like, wow, this is amazing. Um, Let me quickly just see something. Jeez, Mac Tip, what's good? It's proper education to come up to the fore, not just it's true. Yeah. Let's see. I got a powerful elder for you to interview, but I'm just waiting for the final edition of his book to drop so I can get it to you, and you can follow along during the interview. Highly recommend. Okay. What's the topics? What topics does he discuss, Jeremiah? That'd be interesting to know. Money, money, money. One working day. I like that. I like that. Look down at your phone and you see money's coming in. It's nice. It's a nice feeling, man. It's a really nice feeling. But I need to go to the gym though, 100%. So, yeah, family tree. Is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss before I keep it moving? And yeah, Jeremiah, let me know what topics does this person, elder, discuss. And yeah, I'll really like to interview people, man, because I need my mind to be intellectually stimulated. These days, it's not intellectually stimulated at all. I'm just too focused on business. I'm too focused on family life. I'm too focused on that. Really, I think that's about it. I'm just living a good life. But I do, I do note that intellectually, I haven't read any books in a good minute. I'll be real with you. I haven't read any good books at all. I haven't, you know. And even my comedic stuff, like I used to love reading my hieroglyphs. I need like somebody just to, when you just need the community around you, yeah, just to keep you on your feet, like on your feet. I was speaking, I was like, yeah, I need to learn French. Like I need to learn French. The way I'm in France so much, yeah, like I swear I've been to France like 4 times this year. I don't know how well in the last however long. It's like, god damn, how am I here so much and I don't know the language? Like it's like, but you can learn hieroglyphs, you can learn Arabic, you can learn Hebrew, you can learn Latin, you can learn Greek, but you can't learn an actual living language that's literally right next door to you, an hour away on transport, on a plane. Come on, man. I need to actually buck up. So If anybody is down to learning languages, especially French, holler at me, yeah, because I want to get involved with that. Let me see. It's no coincidence Titans did better covering Christian topics, and alternatives would be to host debates with Titans being the mediator. I think the whole thing around Kemet is interesting, but not. Anyway, great to have you back. Yeah, 100%. I'll tell you the title of the book: An African-centered response to the LGBTQIA. Rah, I saw the IA like this morning on TikTok. I was like, huh? I thought somebody was joking around like AI. Rah, okay, cool. Right, cool. Like the layers are just expanding. Um, Lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, IA. I don't know. Um, I don't know. 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 I don't know what that means. And I'm not trying to be whatever. I don't know what it means. Again, it's organizations and the agenda. The conversation no one wants to have by Olatunji Mwamba. Okay. I've attempted to pursue through said Greek-themed philosophical literature, and I cannot help but be dissatisfied and or left repulsed by the heavy westernized undertones. Is it? Talk to me about that. Talk to me about that. I don't understand. I don't know. Greek-themed philosophical literature or actual Greek literature. Because, my goodness, Greek literature, I'll tell you this. I prefer reading Greek literature over Kemetic literature. Greek philosophical literature over Kemetic philosophical literature, Greek wins all day long. Greek over Roman philosophy, all over. Greek over modern philosophers, Descartes, all of them ones there, like 100%. You can't beat Greek philosophy. Nah, you can't beat Greek philosophy. Somebody tell me different. Arab philosophy is synchrally based upon Greek philosophy anyway. You can't beat that. Someone fight me on that. Someone fight me. Someone tell me what other philosophical literature is better than Greek philosophy. Fight me on that. 100%. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Anyways, it's time. It's time. So, anyways, next time, Family Tree, I will definitely try to get the StreamYard up or whatever it is to get an open discussion rolling on the channel. And then hopefully we can get some interviews on. But I'm gonna say, like, don't mind me. Come on for like a few minutes or so, but it might not be to your taste buds if I bring certain people on and like you might not like it, but because it may not be religiously focused. Because I don't know, like I don't know. My mind isn't really on religion at present, like that. So the type of people that's coming on, unless you guys, how can I put it, request them and then drop me their stuff, it may not be so. Also, I'm gonna be doing, inshallah, inshallah, I should be doing. I would love to do like in-house podcasts, like like in-house studio ones, studio vibes. So if there's anybody in the UK, right, that you believe is good to come on the channel for that, right, and then we can do like in studio podcasts. Let me know, innit? Let me know, because I'll facilitate that. Because I'm just realizing, yeah, I have a whole business with studio, with professional cameras, lights, everything like that, right? But I don't even do my own videos in my studio, and I haven't been doing it. And it's like, Cal, why are you not doing that? Why are you not doing it? You're busy producing other people's media content, right? But you yourself don't produce no media content. That don't make no sense, but it makes sense to me. But so I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't be selfish and actually give you guys something that you lot deserve. I find it conflicting because the Greek philosophical codex derives from the Kemetic mystery schools. No, Mm, it's stated that most of the Greeks, philosophers or their teachers did learn from Kemet, but their articulation is far from Kemetic, right? How can I phrase that? Kemetic is, if you read Kemetic writing, it's much more poetic in nature, right? Um, Whereas Greek is prose. It's like sentence after sentence, you know, ah, here's the thesis. Here is like, here's the syllogism to it. Like, there's so much like boom, 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 boom. Comedic stuff is like, they will just show you a picture of Isis, but then there will be a whole cosmology underpinning it that's not explained, but you can explain it when you piece together like multiple different records from different temples. It's, again, this is why I like comedic stuff, because it's detective work, because you're uncovering a mystery, right? Comedic stuff is mysterious, that has high philosophy, but you will have to read several different works, go through several different archaeological sites, go through later writings to piece it all together. Whereas Greek philosophy, we ain't doing the mystery. We're telling you blatantly and apparent, this is what we think, this is what blah, 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 blah. Like, nah, you can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. Because if I didn't have all day long, yeah, to actually learn something and read, nah, come on, man. Greek just makes it so simple. Humble opinion. First was, no. Ah, Lolita's World. You should have never left. Ah, I love that. Mm. Magician's first rule, sir? Yeah, yeah. Mm. So, yeah. Ooh. Let me think. Let me think on the Christian front, though, real quickly. Because yeah, real quickly, because I think we've discussed a little bit of Islam. But on the Christian front, right, I've been listening to some Bart Ehrman, and I'm like, ooh, and James Tabor as well. I'm trying to put you guys on, these are like the real Scott. Like, instead of watching, how can I put it, your Ali Dawahs, your Muhammad Hijabs, your Bob the Builders, and I don't know, who else is at Speaker's Corner, whoever else these different groups of people are, right? Instead of looking to them to learn information, like, go to the scholars. Because the scholars, scholar, gang, 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 gang. The scholars, oh my God. They be dropping some gems, absolute gems. Hermetic, yeah, Hermetic is cool. Hermetic is like a cross between Kemetic and Greek philosophy during that Hellenistic period. But yeah, family tree. Again, I'm gonna keep it hot stepping. And hopefully, I might do some videos myself. I just need some topics, man. I just need some topics to really stimulate myself into learning again. Because I real quickly before I go, actually, because I don't know, I wrote it down somewhere. I don't know where it is now. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Because I'm thinking, man. There we go. Let's see. What do we have here? Do I have anything here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll just give you this because I was looking at the protest that was going on, and yeah, and I was looking back, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, everybody's just talking right now, the far right and blah 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 blah. And I was like, cool. Let me actually look at this and see it, because I try to stay away from social media. I try to stay away from like what's going on, because it's just confusion. And I'm like, cool. The whole Southport attack, right? And then the whole, the disorder that broke out, and the whole blaming game on different groups of people. I think Tommy Robinson got blamed. Nigel Farage got blamed. Andrew Tate got blamed. All of these different types of people got blamed. And I always think to myself, right? Because I'm a person that likes to be accountable and take responsibility for things. Even if it's not directly my fault, as long as people are underneath my charge, right? I will take accountability and responsibility for it because it was my duty to, lead correctly and maintain the peace and do what's necessary, right? I always take responsibility. And I'm thinking to myself, why has no one blamed the prime minister for the outrage and the riots that took place? Just hear me out. Hear me out 1 second. Why is everybody else being scapegoated, but not the prime minister? Because when I was looking at the news, right, my man came. He laid the wreath on the floor. And then he hurried away, being escorted by, I guess the UK version of Secret Services. You can hear a heckler in the background screaming out, how long, will this take? When are you going to do something about this? How many more of our daughters does this need to happen to? You can hear the anguish, and it seemed as though that the whole community shared, not the whole, let me not even be an statement, but the community there may have shared the same sentiment. Our children are being attacked, our children are being murdered, our children are being knifed and stabbed and attacked, right? And how long will this continue before you actually do something? As a leader, I don't know, again, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just thinking to myself, if I was in that position, right? And we know about all the misinformation that was circling. We know how, especially if you are a leader, you should have intelligence around you to let you know what is the sentiment, what are the feelings of the people, how is you've gone there based upon optics to lay the wreath and blah, 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 because how many knife attacks are taking place throughout London and the world, right, and the country, but you're not going there to do, so you're doing it for optics, you're doing it for a reason, right? You're doing it to leave a message behind. And I guess the message is that we're here to support you. But there was no support. Talk to me. Let me know. There was nothing. And to me, I'm just saying humbly, I can be wrong. That was fuel to the flame right there. The head of state came, but didn't want to listen to us. The head of state came just to do optics. Yeah, but doesn't show any care and concern. Because as a leader, you would have stopped and said, even if you can't discuss it right now, apologies. My heart goes out to the family. I can understand the pain, the frustration, and so forth. Blah, blah, blah. If any of you guys here would like to have a conversation with me, I'm having a conversation with the family, blah, blah, blah. Come meet me at the town hall and then let's discuss the problems. Imagine if that was done on TV, the national news, blah, blah, blah. The people will feel at least the prime minister cared. Nothing like that was done. The people were outraged. And I think that Keir Starmer actually added fuel to the fire without him even knowing he was adding fuel to the fire, unfortunately. And then the rest is history. And I don't blame, and I think it's wrong to just keep on blaming it on far right people, because there were people that came there to protest, proper protest. But we all know, there is always going to be the minority that will hijack a situation to make it something more than it was, right? Just like in the 2011 Mark Duggan thing, people hijacked it, people became opportunists and done what they needed to do. But to just villainize everybody and not actually listen to the problem, it's just going to cause more problems in the future. Yeah? It's going to cause more problems in the future. To label everybody who were protesting as racist, yeah, or whatever else, it's going to cause more problems in the future because these same people are just feeling as though that they're unheard, right? They're being villainized when they have something that's there. They have like an actual concern. And even the way the media reported it as well, like, I'm not going to lie. What else are you going to think it is? Right? What else are you going to think it is in the sense that it's a non-white person, right, who is of East African, heritage, right, that's gone into a Taylor Swift dance class and started using knife to kill the people, right? It's very much, remember, like, again, us people in London, yeah, I think we're used to knife crime, yeah. But over there, like when you hear something like Taylor Swift, what happened in Manchester with the Manchester bombings? I swear it was like Ariana Grande. Like, why would you do that? But anyways, yeah, like it's the sameness. So they've already got that feeling it's something to do with terrorism or whatever it is. Like they already have that. They already have that cultural memory of this taking place. What are the people to think? Hmm? Again, is the media for reporting. Again, I would even say it's the misinformation of certain groups of people that hijacked this whole thing. It's like, when will we learn as a people, When will we learn as a people that sometimes, don't work off emotions, but actually just sit back and investigate a situation thoroughly. And then I think they're saying that, no, he's not a Muslim. I wonder, I wonder. There is something to do with mental health problems, right? But I wonder, yeah, after everything dies down and the court case goes into 2025, right? I wonder, no, let's just say, I don't know, but I have a suspicion, yeah, that whether he is or isn't, there might be a connection in 2025 when the court case goes on to say he was a Muslim or something like that. I've got a sneaky suspicion that they just tried to keep it on a D-low because I'm like, so why are they only showing pictures of this guy, yeah, when he was like in school? The guy is like 18 now. Like, why don't you show the adult pictures of him? Why have you shown the drawn image of him covering his face? You know where he's there. Like, I'm thinking, is this all like? Because imagine now, yeah, they see the image of the man with a beard, yeah, like mine, like my big Aki beard, right? Obviously, the people are gonna be more infuriated to think, yeah, this is Islamically related. I'm not saying that it is Islamically related, by the way. I'm just saying, like, I think there's something so fishy about that. And I think the problem really is to do with the prime minister, right? The policing and the media. Those are the three culprits that caused all of this, because they could have laid everybody's fears to rest to be like, yep, this guy suffers from mental illness from this age to that age. It's got nothing to do with religion. He's from a Christian family from Rwanda. He's not even, a migrant. He's born here in Wales, blah, blah, blah. He was bullied at school. This is the reason why he did what he did. Lay everybody's mind to rest, man. You already know people up north here, they have a cultural memory of certain terrorist acts, and then something like that happening that looks terrorist related. What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think will kick off? God damn. But anyways, I digress. Let me just quickly read that and then let me keep it moving. That's time I should go. You always had a soft spot for these right-wing racists. Do you know what? I think you're right. I think I do have a softness for these right-wing racists because I understand that I have right-wing racist black folks, yeah, yeah, that I conversate with on a daily basis. Back in the day, mainly Americans, right? Very much so right-wing and very much so racist in appearance. And I realized that more time, they actually have a problem. They actually do have a frustration. But because of their level of education, they are unable to articulate themselves correctly. And because of their economic position and deprivation, like they're more prone to doing outbursts of violence, right? But if they were had a proper representative and they were better educated and they had a forum to openly have dialogue and have their ideas questioned and critiqued, I do believe that they will learn from that and no longer have those opinions of other groups of people. You with me? Because, for example, I'll give you an example. I remember going to Speaker's Corner, and certain people that went with me, you know, they never experienced a Jewish person before in flesh, but they have all these negative prejudices, which is technically racism, that they've been filtered through to them about Jewish people, right? And then when they speak to that Jewish person that they've had all these preconceived notions about based upon whatever myths that they've been hearing, right? About, I don't know, Jews rule the world and they're rich and I don't know, whatever else it is, right? And, my Jewish brothers just breaking down like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm poorer than you, most probably. I don't even have this and da 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 da, and break stuff down and actually have a conversation. And they get to, after Speaker's Corner, we always used to go to McDonald's and we always used to get that sit down and have conversations with each other. And then you realize, like, you get to humanize one another, and it's like all that you've heard, via social media, via books that you've read, whatever the case is, but then you actually meet that person itself and you realize they're nothing like that. And then you realize all the information that you've been receiving about a group of people is completely false. You need to have room to grow, man. You actually need to have room to grow. So that's why I actually do have a soft spot for different groups of people like that, because I realize it's not their fault. And if I was in their position, I would be just like them. So yeah, I do have a soft spot. And then plus, I've actually had an opportunity to understand their arguments and learn about the grooming gangs and, all the other stuff that's happened to them. And that's why they have a cultural something against a certain group of people, because they experience that. They experience something like how black people in early 90s, 80s, whatever the case is, they've had a certain problem with the police. And that's a cultural memory that's been passed down to their children. And their children are now affected by that. And they hold a prejudice against the police. Like, I understand that. I understand that cultural memory, right? Personally, I'm so glad that I was able to break free from that, because I'm like, you see, nobody is, how can I put it, above me and so different from me that I put them on another level of something. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't hate the police. Like, I'll make friends with the police. Like, that type of way. Like, I'm speeding, we can bust joke and be like, all right, cool, you're on your way. Like, all my friends, we all have that running stuff like, right, Kalam's got a diplomatic community, because every single time there's a madness that's going on, the police don't bother him. But us, on the other hand, there's a problem. Yeah, because it's the energy you put out. If you hate people and you have a negative opinion of people, the people can sense that, feel that, and reciprocate that and give you that back to you. So it's you shouldn't do that. So from that, I learned, just learn what's the problem, what's the miscommunication that's going on. That's all. Let's quickly just see something. It's just a topic apart from the traditional religious dialogues. Surely to be, what is the purpose of a relationship? For I reckon we are deeply ignorant regarding the meaning of a relationship. 100%. I love those conversations. Okay, cool. Jupiter, what's good? I think that the host's views are his own, but welcomes debate. If any society is to heal, dialogue is always essential. 100%. You need dialogue without all people to resolve problems. 100%. Irrational fear of other groups. Yes. We need you back. Oh man. So yeah, I've just realized I've been here for like an hour, just talking, just talking. So I really need to go though. I'm trying to get my gains, my muscles are just shrinking. It's shrinking out here. Definitely come back, Kalam, and aid with the discussion, because right now everything has become fractured. 100%. A very balanced person. This one society can't learn from. This man, big up. Bro, have a very nice rest of your day. Got to go. Salute. All right, family tree. On that note, I need to keep it moving. I hope you guys have, a very blessed day as well. If you would like to get anybody onto the channel, because I really do want to start coming back on and doing some stuff, drop me an email or drop a little comment underneath somewhere and let me know, and I'll see if I can arrange it. But yeah, man, I've missed you guys. Like, I miss you guys. I love you guys. Like, I do. So, like, please, like, hit the like button if you want to see more content like this. Yeah, I actually miss this. This is what I call therapy. Like, seeing old school faces and talking to you guys again. And I can't wait till we get the whole open discussion up and running so that we can actually have your voices on here, your faces on here. Like, I missed that. So, family tree. Kalam, if you expect the government needs to confirm to public that the crime is not done by migrants or Muslims, then it shows that UK is xenophobic, which it isn't. I hear you. Although it has done that, though, yeah. I think as a leader, I'm going to say this again, as a leader, you need to have intelligence, right? You need to know what's going on. Let's just look at this in your household. Yeah. Let's say you're a father or a husband or whatever the case is, right? You understand the mentality and the emotional state of the persons that are in your care or underneath your wings, whether it's your wife, whether it's your daughter, whether it's your son, whether it's your, other family relatives. And you understand that you can't communicate a fact, yeah, the same way to every single person within the family, especially during certain times, because there might be certain other times where those people are in a delicate position and that fact needs to be articulated in a way that is receptive. So no, I do think that let me see. I do think that the government does need to confirm that the government needs to understand the situation and be able to articulate itself properly. Even though it doesn't sound right, I know it doesn't sound right, but I think so. Because if you know for sure, yeah, that this is going to cause riots on the streets, do you tell that fact? Bro, I don't know. My missus be asking me, hey, baby, do I look fat in this? And then she's on her period. Do I say, hey, or do I word that delicately? Do I say, baby, do you know what, yeah? You see the black dress that you was wearing the other day, or you just tried on before this? That one there accentuates your figure in the most remarkable way possible. Yeah? Do I say that? Or do I say, baby, oh, Christmas was really good for you, isn't it? You've added on at least 10 pounds. Yeah, you are looking fat in that. Like, you have to just use brim. You have to use brim now. You have to know when to talk and when not to talk. You need to know how to talk and how not to talk. You need to know what type of people you're dealing with and how to maneuver that situation. Personally, if you know the so-called far right are hijacking certain situations to do with terrorism and they're waiting for something, and again, terrorism is going to be popping off in this country no matter what, right? And they're waiting for something so they can take hold to that to cause a problem. You need to know how to deal with that situation, man. 100%. You 100% need to know how to deal with that situation. That's just my humble thought. Yeah, maybe I'll be a terrible leader. Maybe, I I don't know, but I think you need to know how to deal with a situation correctly. All right. If every major crime is committed, you can't have government clarifying straight away it's not migrants nor Muslims. Otherwise, it should. Oh, is that the default view of the UK citizens, and therefore something is wrong with that viewpoint? I admit someone should have handled it better. Not label everyone thugs. 100%. Yeah, and I think I agree with that topic that you just said above as well. If every major crime is committed, you can't have government clarifying straight away it's not migrants. 100%. 100%. I definitely agree with that. All Muslims 100% agree with that. Right? What I'm saying is, if you know the tensions are high, you need to know how to deal with that properly, basically. Because they knew how to deal with, for example, the media knew how to deal with when, I don't know, an 11-year-old girl got stabbed, right? Immediately, we had the security guard on the screen. And the security guard name is Abdullah. So immediately, a so-called migrant, or so-called, no, it's not a migrant, but let's just say a so-called ethnic person who is of Islamic background, stopped an assumingly white person from stabbing, somebody else, whatever the case is. Hero. Like, we get that straight away because they understand they're trying to do the whole spin on things, right? But I'm just gonna say, let me stop there. Let me just stop there. But you see what I'm saying? Like, the media knows how to manage the people, manage the audience correctly, right? It's the same way that the government or Kiyosama should have been able to manage that situation correctly too. Man, coming just dropping flowers, the people are outraged. Is it gonna be my daughter next, Prime Minister? Is it gonna be my daughter next? Like, the people are hurting, and all you could do is just walk away and leave them in their pain. You're CO for that one. 100%. Of course it's gonna fuel the flames. Humble opinion. Anyway, family tree, let me keep it moving. Do you think Tommy incited violence? Do you know what? I never watched much of what was going on prior to or during that time of Tommy Robinson. I think I saw something, and I didn't see him incite violence, but I do believe that his rhetoric, in the wrong ears, can fuel violence, right? So I don't think he directly incited violence, but his rhetoric can be interpreted by a twisted mind to fuel violence. That is what I can say about Tommy. I haven't watched everything about Tommy though, so I don't really know. But from what I've seen, I was like, brother, It's you're borderlining. Even when I was now watching back some what's it called, Andrew Tate, and he was speaking as well, I was like, brother, like, in the wrong ears, I can see you're not inciting, but in the wrong ears, yeah, you're fueling something though. 100%, you are fueling something. Both of them, yeah. That's what I would say on that. Okay. Recently, I've been watching so many debates from your channel, all the old debates, Gary, Sarah, Shakara, loving them, guys. You need to get them in podcast setting. Great debates and knowledge, 100%. All right, family tree, I need to keep it moving, man. You lot just dropping comments and I'm trying to respond to them just to show you guys the love, but I'm going to keep it moving. Peace and love, and I'm going to catch you guys on another one. Oh, man. Love, family tree, love.